I believe we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the San Bernardino City Unified School District Personnel Commission meeting. I will call the meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. If we could stand, and I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'm going to take the roll call. Ballard Dixon, that's me. I'm here. Mr. Salazar. I see you saying here. Mr. Bond.
George Bond's here.
Bond's here. This is Irma Garcia.
Here.
And this is Nursey Garcia.
Here.
I'm going to move to item number 4. I move to approve the agenda as submitted or amended. I need a motion. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I need a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay. Second, Mr. Salazar, motion. Any discussion? No discussion. Call for the vote.
Bond, aye.
Mr. Salazar?
Aye.
Ms. Dixon, aye. I move to approve the minutes from the July 16th, 2020 Personnel Commission meeting as submitted. Need a motion?
I'll second. Bond will second.
Okay, Mr. Salazar, any discussion concerning the minutes? Seeing none, call for the vote. Mr. Bond?
Bond, aye.
Mr. Salazar? Aye. Ms. Dixon? Aye. This time we take public comments, but as seeing there are no public comments, we're going to move on to item number C, consent action items. All matters listed under consent action items are to be considered for ratification and will be enacted by one motion followed by a roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the commission, audience, or staff requests specific items to be removed from the consent item for separate action. I need a motion.
Bond will second.
Okay. Discussion? Any discussion?
Madam Chair, yes, staff would like to remove item C3A from the list.
C3, Maintenance and Operation Director.
Correct.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, we're going to call for the vote with as amended with removal of consent item C3A. I need a vote. Mr. Salazar?
Aye.
Mr. Bond?
Aye.
And Ms. Dixon, aye. There'll be no other action needed for 3CA at this time. Am I correct, Ms. Garcia?
Yes, we're pulling that item per the request of the Associate Superintendent, Ms. Janie Christakos, and we'll be revisiting.
Thank you. We'll move on to action items. D, the commission shall discuss the following recommendation. Items will be voted on separately. It is moved that the Personnel Commission consider approving water service delivery from Masters Water Company. The cost is not to exceed $300 for fiscal year 2020-2021. I need a motion.
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Sellers. I need a second. Mr. Bond, I need a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, call for the vote. Mr. Bond,
Aye.
Mr. Salazar,
Aye.
Ms. Dixon, aye. Number 2, it is moved that the Personnel Commission consider approving the NeoGov online software license annual subscription. The cost is $23,161.09 for the fiscal year 2020-2021. I need a motion.
I'll second.
So moved.
Any discussion? Any questions?
Yep. Madam Chair.
Yes.
I'll ask the question. It's the question that I ask every year. How does that cost compare to the prior year?
So this year it went up by $1,500 for the NeoGov subscription.
Is that just because things are more expensive, or did we add some other parts or new parts to the software?
I think the subscription goes up yearly, and we'll be inquiring more about the increase in invoice.
Any other questions? Anybody have any? Okay, I call for the vote. Mr. Bond,
Aye.
Mr. Salazar,
Aye.
Ms. Dixon, aye. It is moved that the Personnel Commission approve the annual text messaging subscription for NeoGov. The cost is $1,070 for the fiscal year 2020-2021. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Salazar, Mr. Bond, second. Any discussion?
Yeah, my question is, well, two questions. One, how does that compare to last year, which is always my standard question with expenses? And second, how was, I believe last year was the first year that we used the text messaging. Can you give us a brief summary of how that worked, and did it make things more efficient?
So yes, last year it's the first, well, first of all, it went up $70 this year. Last year, we were able to use that feature for applicants that chose to be receiving text messages for testing. And so staff inquired about our texting abilities for interviews as well. And I believe this feature only works with the testing portion of our applications. Staff has been using them, and we're getting responses from people. We are getting a good list of people or applicants that choose to be text message when text examinations are scheduled.
Okay, did you say you could only use it for certain applicants?
No, we can use it only for our examination. So we are also scheduling interviews through NeoGov, and we inquired if we could send text messages for reminders for our interviews, but that feature is not enabled for our interviews side of the NeoGov system. But we are using it for testing purposes.
Okay, so I have another question. So when you send a text message out to tell them you have a test, you're putting in whatever you're saying, right? You're texting, and then it goes out like in a blast, I assume, right?
Yes, it's very general information regarding the test date, test time. So it doesn't permit for a lot of space to include a lengthy text message, but just kind of like a heads up with important information pertaining to that test.
I just don't see why you couldn't use the same feature and saying you have an interview at this time, on this date, this location, and if you can't do it, then you call us or something. I don't understand why you can't just type in some different information and you can still use that feature.
So it is on one side. So it is on the side of NeoGov where we keep our exam plans. So, and our interviews and our list for interviews is in another side of the program. And so that notice, the template can only be used in the examination part of it. So it's not something that we can put it in the interview side of the program. So but we did call, and I know NeoGov is working something out to get that up on the interview side of the house.
And then when they do, we need to negotiate. I mean, that means we're not gonna let them be slick and say, "Hey, you're gonna have to pay us, and we're gonna have to pay another $1,000-something." They need to integrate that somehow. And when we went up to 50, we paid $1,500 more for whatever. We don't even know what we paid $1,500 for. So I think there should be some discussion. I mean, they can't have the corner on the market, the only ones that can do this service for us. So let's keep that in mind for next year.
Will do. Thank you.
Okay. That's all I have to say. Call for the vote, Mr. Salazar.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Vaughn
Aye.
and Ms. Dixon, aye. Wow, okay. Item number E, information items and reports for the personnel director.
Yes. So the commission inquired about our essential positions versus the frozen positions at our last personnel commission meeting. And I just wanted to inform the commission that we have been working very closely with the Human Resources Department and Dr. Marcus Funches, who is now our new HR assistant superintendent, sorry. And we are increasing the number of essential positions. So staff has been scheduling interviews for those added essential positions with our district. And so we're working through our vacancy log, and we're working through to ensure that we're providing the services to our school sites. And another thing, mainly those positions increased at the school site level. So we want to go with the vacancies that exist at our school sites that belong in the office. And we're starting off there. And slowly but surely, we're increasing the number of essential positions. So we're hoping to add more to that list for our next personnel commission meeting.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions of Ms. Garcia? No? Okay, we'll move on to number F. The next personnel commission meeting will be held on September 3rd, 2020 at 5 p.m. via teleconference like we're doing now. G, any personnel comments from any of the personnel commissioners? Mr. Bond, do you have any comments?
I have no comments. Just thanks to staff for continue difficult times and dealing with all the information and so on, and keeping track of everything. I appreciate the work that's going on.
Mr. Salazar, you have any comments?
No comments, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any comments either, other than thank you guys for your work, and that, you know, the hard work you're doing to try to keep the essential workers list so that we can have them to provide the services needed at this time. Okay, I'm gonna move on to H. We're gonna adjourn to closed session at 5:43. Will we be reporting out, Ms. Garcia?
No report that tonight.
So we will not be reporting out. So this will be in our official teleconference via Facebook. So we thank you for joining us. We will see you at the next Personnel Commission meeting. Gentlemen, I'll see you in the next room. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.